Don't mind us. We're just sitting here talking football, waiting for the Buckeye game to start. Oh, did you want to join us? All right, then. This is the Curtis and Associates Fan Tailgate Show.
Curtis and Associates, attorneys who care. Call 614-GOT-HURT. That's 614-GOT-HURT.
Live outside of St. John Arena, here's Tim May, the Big Cat, Andy Katzenmoyer, and Anthony Rothman.
That is right. We are outside. We are live. And we are here. And they've asked the question why. And my answer is because we're nuts. Get it? We're nuts.
You're
a nut. You're a nut. I'm a nut. I knocked his headset off, and all the nuts, Buckeye nuts, are walking by. Anthony
all
Rothman,
the joys.
the former All-American linebacker, Andy Katzenmoyer, and Tim May. Good to see you, fellas.
Good to see you here, man.
Unprecedented stuff, man.
Yes.
Home game in that building across the way. Can't quite see it because, Mr. French and St. John are kind of blocking me a little bit. Well, we're not in our normal spot. We're glad to kind of be on Lane Avenue because this brings a lot of energy and people through. And so where do we go? Do we just talk forward? Or, Andy, should we at least give a little bit?
Your call.
Let's give a little bit because here's my take on it. A lot of people think that you can flush that game away. I'm a believer, and I want to get from you because you played in it. Whether you like the fact that the Michigan game was only a few weeks ago, because you can still kind of use a little bit of that anger and motivation. When you played, and I'll take you back to 96, you finished your game on November 23rd, I think. You didn't play again until New Year's Day against Arizona State.
Correct.
So you're talking about 5 weeks. This is 3. The Michigan game was probably ancient history when you played against ASU, and it was the Rose Bowl and everything else. This one is still lingering over this team. Good or bad? I think that if they use it for good, it'll help.
For us, we move forward, because there was a big thing to do because that's where Coach Coop came from previously before Ohio State. He had taken Arizona State to win the Rose Bowl, so there was a lot of emphasis on us going out and trying to right our wrong versus Michigan. I think this team will use it for motivation.
Yeah. Plus, it had been since 1984 that Ohio State had played in the Rose Bowl, right? And it was a Big Ten championship. You guys got castigated by many for celebrating that win over Indiana at Indiana with roses in your rose stems in your mouth and all this kind of stuff. And then, a lot of people thought y'all forgot about the importance of the next game where y'all were favored.
We did not forget the importance.
I know y'all did. I know you did. I'm just talking about fans, how they because this is all about fan driven about what's going on tonight and stuff. Are the fans over what they saw 3 weeks ago? Are they going to show up in force? I'm still not clear on how many Tennessee tickets or how many Tennessee fans are going to be in there, but it's going to be more than 3,000, which was their allotment. So this is a very interesting exercise in the dynamic of fandom, in the dynamic of teamdom, for want of another term, and in a dynamic of a coaching staff that knows it had a lot of work to do since that loss to Michigan, that unexpected loss to Michigan, to get this team right and to host for the first time ever a college football playoff game. And I want to tell you, I think these college football playoff games on campuses actually are pretty cool from what I've seen so far. But a home team, until Texas took the field, the home team had been dominating. Now we'll see what happens tonight.
Right.
So I said on the show earlier this week, and I didn't know whether I was factually correct. I had to look it up. The last time Ohio State lost 2 straight games at home, I believe, was 1990. If there's one in there in the last 35 years that I'm missing,
that sounds right.
I don't remember it.
Yeah.
2 in a row at home.
Right.
And so I view this one, Andy, as the no regrets game. 2 years ago when they had lost to Michigan, they were able to circle the wagons and change their mindset to swing big against Georgia, and they almost pulled it off.
They did.
Because they were so...
They should have.
Yes, because they had so many regrets from the Michigan game that there was only one way to go. Empty the chamber against Georgia, and they almost got it done. So I'll ask you, you've played in some games where you didn't think you were going to lose and you lost. What was that mindset of the, quote, no regrets, let's change it? Because the whole narrative off the Michigan game is, I can't believe they didn't take their shots. I can't believe they weren't more aggressive. They got tight in a tight game. Do you believe that they snap back completely tonight, or is it a balance? What's the mindset?
I think so. The take back, not the take back. The summary of the Ohio State-Michigan game to me was Ohio State played out of character, in my opinion. They tried to be something that they're not by trying to establish the run against a very dominant Michigan front.
Yeah.
And they just could not do that. I think Ohio State will right the ship tonight and understand they're going to play their style of ball. They're going to play great defense, try to stop the run, and spread the ball around the best they can.
Tim, I'm a believer, and I think you and I talked about this. I know there was this narrative that people think that Ryan Day and Chip Kelly did it for ego and to prove. My stance on it is, I think when you hear that the only analytic that matters in the Michigan game is if you win the rushing battle, I feel like Ryan Day and Chip Kelly felt not that they were trying to prove to do it, but they felt they had to do it to win. If we don't win that stat, we don't win.
Historically speaking.
That was my take.
Yeah. Yeah, my take on it was, it's all right to go in there with that kind of idea. You had a revamped offensive line again that clearly a couple days later I wrote a story. I said the most outstanding stat from the Ohio State-Michigan game was Mason Graham, 7 tackles.
Yes.
That means you were banging your head.
He was the second leading tackler for Michigan.
Exactly. That means you were banging your head against a brick wall repeatedly and not getting it done. The complaint is not going in trying to establish a run, especially between the tackles, because you know what that can mean for a football team, for an offense, and for that defense. The sin, if that's the correct term, and I'm not even sure that's right, was continually trying to do it and not exploiting where your strength was. You were running against the strength of not just their defense, their whole football team was their defensive front. That was the strength of their football team. And you didn't take advantage on a repeated basis of the strength of your football team, which is 3 of the elite receivers in the country. Now, with all that said, right, there was a chance for a make good anyway on the first possession of the fourth quarter, a quarter in which Ohio State only ran 7 plays on offense. There was a chance for redemption on that perfectly thrown pass to Carnell Tate on a little angle route over the middle, which hit him right in the hands in stride, except he dropped it. He might have run another 45 or 50 yards before he was tackled, even if he was caught. So even the passing game finally lets you down. You follow my drift. But you know that from when Ryan Day and Chip Kelly made it a point to give us almost a mea culpa of that game plan and insisting to keep doing some things that maybe weren't working, that you know they failed too in the sense of adjusting to what Michigan was actually giving them, which was Jeremiah Smith all day long. Yeah. He got no targets in the second half, or maybe one.
Which is crazy.
No, it's crazy.
Is it, Andy, is it not dangerous, too strong of a word? Is it risky maybe to say that you learned all the lessons 3 weeks ago and now you're going to come out and just sling it around because you don't want to have any regrets? I don't think they'll do that. The run is working. They're going to ride it still. But I would be completely shocked if they don't take some deep shots tonight. It doesn't look like it's going to be too windy. Yes, it's cold. I get it. But where are you on the risk that Ryan Day and Chip Kelly are going to be willing to do tonight? Will they come out of their shell tonight?
I think they have to. I mean, I think they'll come in with whatever game plan they have. Now, let me circle back something. Michigan gave a defense, when you count in the box, meaning like how many defensive players are around the line of scrimmage, Michigan gave the numbers where Ohio State shouldn't be able to run the ball. What Ohio State did not factor was that their guys were better than our guys up front on the line. So we couldn't create seams for our backs to be able to go through. Yeah. So I think tonight, everything goes out the door. They will make better adjustments. They have to make better adjustments. Otherwise, they may not be here tomorrow.
In the trench warfare aspect of things, Ohio State lost the hand-to-hand, man-to-man battles up front in that Michigan game. No doubt about it. This is a very talented defensive front that Tennessee's bringing in here. Right. I don't think it's the strength of their defense. Yeah. So, yeah, and Ryan Day basically said, they're going to run the ball some.
But it's still not as good as Michigan's front.
No, I don't think so.
No, not even close.
We'll find out tonight.
We'll find out,
You got a whole new starting lineup there in the middle of the offense with Luke Montgomery probably at left guard and Tigger Shabola or Austin Ceraville at right guard.
I don't know if they define this as football weather. It might be even a little colder than, quote, football weather, but it indeed is football in the shoe in December. a home playoff game for Ohio State. Your kickoff forecast sponsored by Byers Auto. Come see why it's better to buy from Byers. Expecting 26 degrees at kick. Real feel, the real feel, about 19. Winds about 6. So whatever it's going to be for both teams. We will have Paul Keels, the voice of the Buckeyes, up next, and we'll set the table on the Kurgis & Associates Fan Tailgate Show right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin. Visit Riverside Bank and experience the strength of local.
Still moving along well on 315, both north and southbound, especially through the campus area. Just a little bit crowded on those off-ramps. A reminder, Columbus Police will be closing off-ramps intermittently as traffic dictates. On the side streets, it's a little busy on Lane Avenue between High Street and Olentangy River Road. And remember that chilly weather means there could be slick spots. Make sure you're leaving plenty of stopping distance. With game day traffic, I'm Kate Burdett on The Fan.
Our clients deserve for us to care, and they deserve to feel serviced. They have questions, and they deserve answers. We're counselors first because I'm not selling them anything. I'm trying to teach clients how to protect themselves. At Kurgis & Associates, we're personal injury attorneys. We've helped and continue to help hundreds and hundreds of clients every year. That's important to us. If you've been injured in an accident and it's not your fault, call now. 614-GOT-HURT. That's 614-GOT-HURT. Kurgis & Associates. Attorneys who care.
Taking out the trash. That's what we're all about at Bourne Brothers Waste Services. This is Justin Bourne,
Zach Bourne,
and Jacoby Bourne,
former Ohio State football players.
We are your company for all of your trash and recycling needs.
Providing services that include front-load containers, mini and large roll-offs, and compactors.
Contact us today for the best service in town.
Bourne Brothers.
Bourne Brothers.
The real local trash company.
Taking out the trash.
Here we come at plumbing, we are known as Apex Pros. If you're plumbing...
Honey, there's carolers at the door. I'm not sure with it.
Your furnace goes out, there's no one near. Apex Pros comes running.
Something about furnaces and plumbing, I think.
What? If your furnace dies or your pipes aren't clear, electric trouble in your home, Apex Pros are near.
No, it's not very good, is it? Come in.
Heating and plumbing, electrical too. Apex Pros knows what to do.
No, not really Christmassy to sing about plumbing and furnaces, is it? Oh, yeah, they got that guarantee. What's that called?
5-star guarantee.
Are they listening out there? Can they hear what we're saying? Yeah, I probably should just lock the door.
Apex Pros, Apex Pros, Apex Pros, Apex Pros. You did Apex.com.
Rothman and Ice.
This goes to your theory of throwing out the first pitch.
Absolute, 100%. You don't wear a glove, it makes it 50% harder to be accurate.
Rothman and Ice. Weekdays at noon.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus.
The Fan.
This holiday season, give the gift of love with a ring from Diamond Seller. For over 75 years, our family has been a part of your love story. With an in-house design team available to help you create your dream ring, expert staff, and an unmatched selection, we're committed to bringing you the world's most beautiful diamonds. And here's the holiday magic. We guarantee the best price so you can make your moments memorable without a worry. For love and a ring that will last a lifetime, visit Diamond Seller on Sawmill Road or Easton Town Center or online at diamondseller.com.
Every hockey player dreams of a hat trick.
And if you've ever seen one, you know it's a thrill when the hats hit the ice.
And now, it's hats off to Honda Marysville, because this season, every time a Blue Jacket scores a hat trick at Nationwide Arena,
Honda Marysville will give one lucky fan a 2-year lease on a new Honda Civic Sport on the spot.
So come to a game and cheer us on. Who knows?
A new car from Honda Marysville might be closer than you think.
Official rules at HondaMarysville.com/hat trick.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here, and I've been talking about High Bank whiskey for a while now, and I'm not alone. This just in, High Bank Distillery Co. is the most awarded distillery in America for the 2024 San Francisco World Spirits Competition. It's simply the largest spirits competition in the world, and we've got the best right here in Columbus, Ohio. So the next time you're looking for a pour of the good stuff, stop by your local liquor store to grab a bottle, or stop into the 3 restaurant locations in Gahanna, Grandview, or Westerville. Dine, drink, distill at High Bank.
You might not consider yourself a tech expert, but that doesn't mean you can't protect yourself from online scammers with a little help from McAfee Total Protection. Whether it's a fake missed delivery text or an urgent bank alert, these scams can look incredibly convincing. That's where McAfee Total Protection steps in. So go ahead, manage your finances, and shop online. McAfee will help keep your device's privacy and identity safer. Visit McAfee.com/online protection today to get award-winning online protection for just $39.99 your first year. That's McAfee.com/online protection. Cancel anytime. Terms apply.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Hello, I like football. I have nothing clever to say. This is the Curtis and Associates Fan Tailgate Show.
Curtis and Associates, attorneys who care. Call 614-GOT-HEARD. That's 614-GOT-HEARD.
Your home of the Buckeyes, The Fan, Ohio sports destination. It's time for the Big Daddy Report with the voice of the Buckeyes, Paul Keels.
Sponsored by the Waterworks. The Waterworks Plumbing and Drain team can break through any block. We're standing by to take your call at 614-232-2222. A proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
All right, first time for all of us, right? Ohio State hosting a playoff game at the Shoe here in December, and the man on the mic is the one and only Paul Keels, and we check in with him now. The lights are on, Paul, and it's going to be a fun night tonight. How you feeling?
Feeling good. It is kind of new and interesting and historical and all of that for all of us. Having a home playoff game, a home game here in Ohio Stadium for the first time ever in the month of December. But just like everybody else, I think all are anxious to see if this team can kind of exercise the demon from the last time they were on this field.
Yeah, you know, you would talk to the coach a couple times this week, and I thought it was very insightful, but I want to get your read on it. I said to the Big Cat earlier today that, you know, when he played Paul, he had to wait, 5 weeks after the Michigan game. This one comes 3 weeks. I almost feel like having that irritation, that anger still lingering over this football team can work for them. Now, the proof of the pudding will be in the results tonight, but how do you feel about having that still lingering over them but not dwelling on it?
Well, Anthony, I think the thing that Ryan Day talked about was learn from what didn't go well in that game against Michigan. And he seemed to think, not that you have any choice, but that 3 weeks was kind of a sweet spot to be able to prepare. It's not the whole month or so. Remember in 2002, all the talk between the Michigan game and the Miami-Florida game. But it was enough time for them to recover both physically and mentally, reevaluate what it is that they did, whether it was from a coaching standpoint, player standpoint, anything like that. And then probably what helped is that there seemed to be a pretty good indication all along, even before the selection, that they were going to play Tennessee. So they could kind of get working on all of that. So, they're going to spin it positive, whether it was a week, 3 weeks, or a month. But it certainly seemed to be one of those that they've got the ability to kind of put behind them the hangover of what didn't go well, but also try and learn from it. And, quite honestly, maybe come out here and play a little hacked off based on what happened the last time they were on the field.
Hey, Paul, this is Tim May. First, a business question. Open or closed cockpit tonight for you and Jim?
What do you think?
Open is what I'm thinking, but I'm thinking if you're really smart, listening to your voice a little bit, maybe close it, maybe.
No, it's open. Skip just opened it about 5 minutes ago, so that's kind of our rule of operation here. So, but hey, everybody's been dealing with the creepy crud that's going around. Fortunately, it's kind of all moving forward and moving out.
Yeah, just tell Skip I think it was premature opening there, but that's another story. Hey, it's kind of cool, the college football playoff matchups. Tennessee at Ohio State, SMU at Penn State. You know where I'm going with this. Teams that don't necessarily – they've only played Tennessee once, and that was Cleatgate. We all remember that back in the 96 Citrus Bowl, 95 season. That was just before Andy Katzenmoyer showed up. But this is kind of cool, isn't it, this kind of matchup that the college football playoff has made everybody appreciate.
Well, it is, and, even in the old bowl situation when you had conference tie-ins, and we can remember it seemed like Ohio State, they had those back-to-back years. They played South Carolina, a handful of times, played Texas A&M. So it is kind of nice, but also to see these kind of games at a different time of year. Even if they were going to occur in the regular season, they usually would be in September. To see Southern teams coming north, like what SMU had to do today at Penn State, what Tennessee's having to do, that's also an added part, and that's something that a lot of us were all, Tim, very curious about. to see if Ohio State would end up having a home game, and everybody hoped they would have gotten a bye. But if they had a home game, who they would have come here. So that is kind of an interesting twist to all of it, to see matchups that you wouldn't normally see in places you wouldn't normally see them.
So with this being obviously a brand new format for the playoffs, us hosting, is there anything different or special you've done this week to prepare for the game?
Not really, Andy. I mean, again, kind of like we talked about with the coaching staff, there was that guesstimating that Tennessee would be the opponent. So the only thing is, a couple of weeks ago, printing off some of their game notes, kind of looking at what they were doing, familiarizing yourself just a little bit with their schedule, who they played, who they lost to, things like that. But no, not really anything different, and mostly, Andy, because, as you know, basketball's still going on, so that kind of kept everything real busy. But and the fact that, the other plus for those of us in our roles here, the guys in the booth here, we didn't have to travel, so that kind of makes it nice that we are able to do it, for the most part, like we would normally do for a home week.
Paul, with everything that's been talked about over the last 3 weeks, what are you most curious about for this game with the Ohio State game plan, specifically offensively?
That's it, Anthony. What's going to be done differently offensively? Now, it's not like all of a sudden they're going to turn into a full-time option team or single wing or anything like that, but what are they going to do that they didn't do against Michigan to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, meaning guys like Jeremiah Smith, Emeka Ibuka, Carnell Tate with the way that he's played? How are they going to offensively help this reworked offensive line continue to operate and to operate at a high level, especially against a Tennessee defensive front that has played very well? So how are they going to do that? How can they still implement the running game with what both Travion Henderson and Quinshon Judkins can do, and also take advantage of the abilities of Will Howard? We saw early on in the Michigan game there was a little bit of an emphasis to try and get him running to create some conflict there. Will they continue to try and do that in different ways? So that's probably the biggest part. And then add to it, can this defense put pressure on Nico Iamaleava, force him into bad decisions? The guy's shown he's got a great arm, but he's also shown he's been erratic. Also, Dylan Sampson, for all of the great things he's done, and he's done a lot of them, the SEC Player of the Year, a single-season rushing record as far as touchdowns at Tennessee, but he's also been prone to having the ball ripped out of his hands. Can this defense create some turnovers?
Yeah, I mean, you got to know the Buckeyes are going to be ball hawking in that regard because of that. Number two, pride's on the line because, the Iowa running back Caleb, I always call him Jones instead of Johnson, but, he was held in check until the backups were on the field and he got his one little breakaway touchdown run. That's a point of pride for this defense, right?
Well, and Tim, add to that the fact that this defense, they would never say it, but they probably felt like they gave this team a chance to win the Michigan game. When you come up with the interceptions, that interception that Jack Sawyer had, we all felt up here, and I'm sure everybody in the stands and everybody listening and watching felt like that could have been the play that turned the momentum around and got Ohio State in a position to win a football game. So can they come out here and continue to do the things they've done all year? They've had a very good year defensively, save what went on in Oregon and that Saturday night game out there. So can they continue to do that and force this quarterback of Tennessee, who, again, he's a redshirt freshman. He's shown great ability, but he's also shown at times inconsistency. Can they coax him into some inconsistency?
Yeah. You heard me ask Jim Knowles that Jack Sawyer didn't get his moment. That should have been one of the great plays in D-game history, but didn't get to celebrate it, right? And I think on their minds is that 27-yard run they gave up to Mullings on that third down play, which put Michigan finally in position to kick a field goal. That's why Jim Knowles said, we didn't play well enough to win it. We didn't win it. And that's interesting, right?
Tim, that's probably the one play that stands out because that's not the kind of play we've seen this defense have. Remember a few years ago when they made the coaching change and brought Jim Knowles in, it was because of plays like that. Right. So that's, they had a chance to get him behind the line. They had a chance to get him further up the sideline and did not. So they can talk about they got the interceptions and all of that, but, the one thing that impresses you about this football team, whether it's listening to the players or listening to the coaches, the defense isn't going to blame the offense. The offense isn't going to blame the defense. They know that all levels, and including the special teams, and that was something that wasn't at the level we were accustomed to with, the two missed field goals from Jaden Fielding. So they know that they've got to work in concert, especially against a team that has shown, like Tennessee, the ability to play at just as high a level.
Great scene setter from the man on the mic, voice of the Buckeyes, Paul Keels. Hope we're chatting around New Year's, my man. Enjoy tonight.
All right, guys, take care.
Thanks. Our chat with Paul Keels, sponsored by the Waterworks Plumbing, Drain, Heating, and Cooling, a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. We'll dive deeper into this matchup. Buckeyes against Vols, and we'll do it next. Game day coverage sponsored by Reichert Chevrolet on the Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin. Visit Riverside Bank and experience the strength of local.
Taking a look at 315 northbound right now, 670 to Ackerman Road stretch. Looking good with just moderate volumes in spots. A little bit more crowded on the Lane and Ackerman off-ramps. Keep in mind they're about to open the doors at St. John Arena for the Skull Session. That is definitely going to increase pedestrian traffic in that area on Lane Avenue and over on Woody Hayes. So keep a lookout. With game day traffic, I'm Kate Burdett on The Fan.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone from my team at Valley Ford of Columbus. There's only a few days left in 2024. As a Valley customer, I'm telling you, you want to get online and see all the end-of-year savings at valleyfordofcolumbus.com. New 2024 Ford F-150 XLTs, Bronco Sports, Mustang Mach-E's. There's tons to choose from. Plus, the leases and financing deals will get you rolling into 2025 with more cash in your pocket. Go to valleyfordofcolumbus.com today for all the details.
Keep on trucking with Valley Ford of Columbus.
Hear those leaves crunching under your feet? Feel that cool nighttime air? It's definitely fall in Ohio. Fall is the perfect time to have the Waterworks inspect and tune up your furnace before the cold winter months hit. To inspect and protect your family against those wintertime furnace breakdowns, call 614-232-2222. Or visit thewaterworks.com today to schedule your fall furnace inspection and tune-up. Winter is just days away.
This holiday season, gather your friends and family at Schmidt's Sausage Haus in historic German Village. Come enjoy the favorite pregame meal, our world-famous Bahama Mama, and those irresistible jumbo cream puffs. It's the perfect way to celebrate the magic of this season. And don't forget to grab a Schmidt's gift card while you're here. It's the holiday gift that keeps on giving. From our family to yours, happy holidays from Schmidt's. Real German food. Football season is here, and so is tailgating season. Are you ready? If not, let Columbus Car Audio and Accessories help you get the latest and best accessories for your ride. Upgrade your sound system so everyone around can hear what team you're rooting for. Add mobile video and never miss a game on the road. Add style and privacy with window tint, and avoid scraping ice this winter by adding a remote starter. Choose Columbus Car Audio and Accessories when it comes to customizing your ride. Morse Road near Easton, Main Street in Reynoldsburg, or columbuscaraudio.com.
Did you know we have another station? More Buckeyes, more play-by-play, more everything.
Set your second preset to AM 1460 or 97.1 FM HD2 or listen on the Fan app.
Your home for almost too much football. The Fan.
Toyota-thon is on. Our biggest event of the year is better than ever with our biggest and best selection, including the best-selling Toyota Camry. It's all hybrid all the time with available all-wheel drive. Now through January 6th, you can lease a Camry LE from just $259 a month for 39 months with $32.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS, tax, title, and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details or go to Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Welcome to Nada Yada Island. We're back on the Nada Yada Island Confessions Show. Benny is about to tell us how he found two loves. Go ahead.
Yeah, thanks to Metro, I found iPhone 12 and Apple Watch SE.
At Metro, get the perfect match of both iPhone 12 with 5G and Apple Watch SE for only $99.99. You heard that right. Both for just $99.99. Holidays with Nada Yada Yada. Only at Metro by T-Mobile.
Bring your number and ID, sign up for Metro Flex Plus, and add a watch line. Not available if you're with T-Mobile or been with Metro in the past 180 days. Limit 2 per account.
Better is around the corner in 2025. Feeling better, getting rid of joint pain once and for all. Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. QC Kinetics patients are able to walk up and down the stairs like my dad, tailgate with their friends. They can finally sleep without pain waking them up. That aching, they can feel normal again. That can be you. 2025 can look very different than what the past years have looked. So call QC Kinetics and say goodbye to the shoulder, the knee, the hip, the back, whatever's aching you. QC Kinetics and Dr. Ray Tezer and his team, they're waiting for your call with the treatments right in the office with no downtime, no drugs, no surgeries. Their advanced protocols in regenerative medicine have helped tens of thousands of people get lasting relief. No steroid shots. And if you've been told surgery is your only option, well, check out a second opinion and go check out QC Kinetics. The consultation is free. Go to QCkinetics/Columbus, or even better yet, call 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544 with offices in Dublin and Gahanna.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. This is the Fans Game Day Scoreboard.
Brought to you by Valley Ford of Columbus.
And I'm Cole Bartemus. We have made it to part 2 of our football slate of doubleheaders, NFL and college football action at the same time. If you're looking for a glorious uniform matchup, I present to you Steelers at Ravens from Baltimore. Isaiah Likely has found the end zone. Ravens have a 7-0 lead late in the first quarter. Although the Ravens are doing most of their damage on the ground, Derrick Henry already making his presence felt. 8 carries for 52 yards. If you're looking for a terrible uniform matchup, we have an explosion of orange down in Austin. Clemson began the game with the great opening drive, leading to a touchdown for a 7-0 lead. Texas has responded with 2 touchdowns of their own. So the Longhorns are up 14-7. Jaden Blue just found the end zone on a 38-yard scamper. And the Buckeyes men's basketball team is about to get underway here in a little bit. 5:30 p.m. You can watch the game on 10 TV.
Rothman wakes up every morning next to a bottle of gin and says, "Today's a good day for a Buckeye victory." Well, today he happens to be right. You're listening to the Kurgis & Associates Fan Tailgate Show.
Kurgis & Associates, attorneys who care. Call 614-GOT-HURT. That's 614-GOT-HURT.
Your home of the Buckeyes, the Fan. He's so money.
Sponsored by Kemba Financial Credit Union.
I'll say this, it better be a good night for a victory, or this is going to be a long winter here in Columbus, Ohio. I will tell you this. I just saw a couple of bare-chested Buckeye fans walk by.
Yes.
All right? Dudes.
For now.
All right? I know where you maybe were going in your minds. They were guys, and they had their shirts off.
But thank you for
clarifying. They were walking
Yeah.
by, and then I saw another guy, middle-aged guy, walk by wearing his loafers with no socks.
That's right.
Wow. So he must be sweet-bound tonight, I would think.
Santa Claus walked by about 2 minutes ago.
Yeah. And I know, Tim, at least you have the hood, but I never understood the ball cap on a night like tonight.
I got a hood over a ball cap.
Absolutely.
I
Now,
thought ahead.
That works.
Yeah.
But just the straight ball cap instead of the beanie seems a little bold, but here, right there, perfect example. Ball cap, but he's got a hood. Maybe that hood will go up. All right. We talked about the end of that Michigan game. I mean, I think what's been lingering over for 3 weeks is Ohio State to show the fight that they showed after the game in the damn game. I think everyone knows that. And we don't have to get into the flag planting and all that.
Yeah.
But I think that I heard something this week, and Tim, I'll ask you and I'll ask Andy the same thing. I may be way off. I am many times. I've never heard a coach ever unsolicited say that I want my quarterback to personally want to outduel the other team's quarterback. Mm-hmm. Usually they say we control what we control, but I heard Ryan Day on the coaches show on Thursday mention that he wants Will Howard to take this personally, that this young California kid, redshirt freshman on the other side, I want him to have a better game than him. And I want to tap into what you think he's tapping into. I think he's tapping into a certain leadership quality. Will, this is why you came here. This is why we wanted you. I want to find some sort of something in here that we can bring out tonight.
I wrote a story literally about that, similar to that, for LettermanRow.com that just posted this afternoon about this is Will Howard's shot. I mean, this is for him. This is why he came to Ohio State. This is why Ohio State got him, was to make a difference in games like this, not against Marshall, but against playoff teams in Michigan and stuff. And obviously they lost the game to Oregon in really weird circumstances at the end of the game when they were driving. And then, of course, he had 2 interceptions against Michigan, which were the 2 interceptions and 2 missed field goals added up. That was huge in that game, finally. So this is really Will Howard's, could be his last shot. He wants to make, as I describe it, it's either going to be one W-O-N or done, D-O-N-E for him after this game at midnight tonight. Either his college career is going to be over or he's going to be leading this team deeper into the college football playoff. And it's a moment when the quarterback of either team, just watch last night, Rourke had a really slow start. Notre Dame took advantage of it. You know, you saw the same thing at Penn State this afternoon with the SMU quarterback. So you've got to have your quarterback has to play big time in games like this. He has to make plays or not make bad plays. And so the onus is on Will Howard. No matter what play is called, the onus is on Will Howard to make something out of it.
Big Cat, it's an interesting dynamic I think I picked up on this week. Because in the same breath, Ryan Day says he doesn't have to be Superman. He needs to routinely get the ball to our weapons, execute on third down, score in the red zone, fundamentally be very good. But he wanted him to know that there's this kind of young phenom quarterback on the other side, and he should take that personally. What's he trying to tap into with Will Howard tonight?
I'm wondering if he made a mistake by saying that, making that comment. To me, hearing that, I feel like he's tipping his hand as far as what the game plan will have to be in order to beat Tennessee.
Interesting.
I mean, Howard has to play well in order for Ohio State to win, which I think we all know that because of the way the Ohio State's set up and the offensive line, the question marks they have, being able to establish the run, all that stuff.
Took a big hit.
He's got to play well with his head.
But I will go back and say, Will Howard was a different player after he took that big hit against Michigan. Mm-hmm. He just wasn't the same guy. He just didn't see the field right. The playing calling was funny. Like I'm not sure why, Devin Brown didn't get in there or anyone else as far as being able to throw the ball around. But
ironically, he led them on their only touchdown drive after that with that 2-minute drive. 2-minute offense. At the end of the first half, and they got their only touchdown, and so he claimed he could play, and he adamantly wanted to get back into the game and then did that. So we can debate that forever. Bottom line is your quarterback in games like this has got to make great plays with his head, meaning he's got to take what they give you. If it's not there, throw it away. If it's better to scramble, Will Howard's always going to be better as a scrambling quarterback than as a called run play quarterback. But we all know the strength of Tennessee's defense definitely is its defensive front. They've got talented players everywhere, but their defensive front, and Ohio State did not solve that conundrum against Michigan on a complete basis as that game went on. And then when you throw in there the 2 interceptions he threw, which were both poor choices or poor execution of actually throwing the ball, he does have something to prove tonight.
Yeah.
I mean, no matter who the other quarterback is.
Yep. They lost a little. Maybe there was not lost faith in his quarterback, but there was a protecting him from himself. He's not having the greatest game, to your point. Let's not make any more mistakes. Michigan's not going to score enough points to beat us. I got 3 points in my back pocket. I'm just saying that's what his mindset was.
How can you, if you recognize your quarterback struggling, why not call plays to have him be successful?
Correct.
Throw the ball down the middle of the field.
Well,
that never
didn't
happened.
Even really want to throw it, period.
Correct.
But I'm saying, if you're going to, throw the ball down the middle of the field, not to the sidelines.
Yeah. Well, that will be the interesting dynamic tonight, which is how much the risk, what I talked about earlier, the taking of the shots. Tim's right. Do everything, be careful. You don't have to throw it away. But that is a little bit counter to what everyone thinks the game plan should be, which is Ohio State to take their big swings tonight. So it is going to be a balance.
But they're going to be primed.
Yeah.
Tennessee's going to be primed to stop the run, just like Ohio State is tonight. That's where all great defenses, that's where their game plan starts, is stopping the run, forcing them to do something left-handed. A great example of Will Howard was on the 4th down play. They only ran 7 plays once again in the 4th quarter, 7. But the 4th down play, he felt pressure that wasn't necessarily there, stepped up, and Jeremiah Smith had run a little curl right in the middle of the field, like we're talking about, and didn't have time. Will didn't have time to step into and throw a pass to him, and threw something toward Travion Anderson. End of game for Ohio State. But like I said, on the previous possession in the 4th quarter, he hits Carnell Tate right on the hands on a little slant route coming across the field, and Carnell Tate would still be running right now if he caught that ball. So it wasn't all Will Howard. Let's put it that way.
No, it wasn't. It certainly wasn't all him.
It was a complete team loss.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Except for the defense.
Well, they did give up.
to me, I thought the defense.
They did give up two long drives in the 4th quarter. One of which Jack Sawyer, stopped.
And the other thing that we're talking about, and we'll do it a lot next with Jim Lachey, is we're talking up a game plan for Will Howard and what we think's going to happen.
Yeah.
It may all be dictated on what's happening in front of him.
Oh, absolutely.
He's So Money, sponsored by Kemba Financial Credit Union. And we'll jump on with Jim Lachey next from the booth and get the big guys feeling on this offensive line. It's been a big narrative all year. They patched it up and played great at Penn State. Not so hot against Michigan, and now they've got a chance for redemption. This is the Kurgis and Associates Fan Tailgate Show. Remember, they don't get paid unless you get paid right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin. Visit Riverside Bank and experience the strength of local.
We've definitely seen traffic increase in about the last 30 minutes. Right now, we're looking at the Lane Avenue interchange on 315, both north and southbound. Those off-ramps are very busy. If you're trying to get around it, just stay to the left. Again, that's 315, both north and southbound at Lane Avenue. Also, we have some crowding around the King Ave Medical Center exit of 315 north. And on the southbound side, you're going to see it get more busy as you approach Kinnear Road. With game day traffic, I'm Kate Burdett on The Fan.
At KeyBank, we know a small moment like,
what's it like to have a yard?
Can lead to an even bigger question like,
am I ready to buy a home?
And that's the type of moment where we'll meet you, prepared to talk about everything you need to know when applying for a mortgage, so you can try to turn those backyard dreams into reality. Paul?
Yes?
Question. Are you a hammock person?
You know, I think I might be.
For every financial need, we'll meet you in the moment. KeyBank opens doors. NMLS 399797, Equal Housing Lender.
Integrity, honesty, and quality. Words we live by here at Monogram Homes. Hi, this is Dina, and at Monogram Homes, we strive to bring your wants to your man cave, your needs to your kitchen, and your ideas to life. Most home builders claim to be custom, but starting with stock floor plans and templates isn't our idea of a tailored experience. At Monogram Homes, we start with a blank slate and work with you until you get exactly what you want. So start your true custom home journey today with a builder you can trust. Monogram Homes. Visit us online at monogramhomes.net.
Our clients deserve for us to care, and they deserve to feel serviced. They have questions, and they deserve answers. We're counselors first because I'm not selling them anything. I'm trying to teach clients how to protect themselves. At Kurgis & Associates, we're personal injury attorneys. We've helped and continue to help hundreds and hundreds of clients every year. That's important to us. If you've been injured in an accident and it's not your fault, call now. 614-GOT-HURT. That's 614-GOT-HURT. Kurgis & Associates. Attorneys who care.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone for my team at Valley Ford of Columbus. There's only a few days left in 2024. As a Valley customer, I'm telling you, you want to get online and see all the end-of-year savings at valleyfordofcolumbus.com. New 2024 Ford F-150 XLTs, Bronco Sports, Mustang Mach-E's. There's tons to choose from. Plus, the leases and financing deals will get you rolling into 2025 with more cash in your pocket. Go to valleyfordofcolumbus.com today for all the details.
Keep on trucking with Valley Ford of Columbus.
Start Reaction Monday off in style with Bobby and Beam on Morning Juice. They're talking Buckeyes at 6:20, 7:20, and 8:20, and probably all the other minutes in between.
Reaction Monday is sponsored by the Roofing Guys.
The Fan.
Taking out the trash. That's what we're all about at Bourne Brothers Waste Services. This is Justin Bourne,
Zach Bourne,
and Jacoby Bourne, former Ohio State football players. We are your company for all of your trash and recycling needs.
Providing services that include front-load containers, mini and large roll-offs, and compactors.
Contact us today for the best service in town.
Bourne Brothers.
Bourne Brothers.
The real local trash company.
Taking out the trash.
Get an Eco.
ECO. Hey, Aaron, I invented 3 new ways for people to use our genius electricians.
I'm all ears.
Get an Eco.
ECO. Our electricians can put a power outlet anywhere you want one. Behind a painting or inside a closet.
Above a nightstand or beneath your desk.
Out in your yard or anywhere else you can imagine.
Get an Eco.
ECO.
You are the artist and your house is your canvas.
And our genius electricians are your paintbrush.
Now paint your walls with rich, romantic, reactive light.
Your paintings will pop, your gardens will glow.
Paint your home with artistic light and shimmering shadows, and everyone will love being at your house.
Rich, romantic, reactive light.
Get an Eco.
ECO. Our genius electricians can turn your house into a high-tech wonderland where you can live a stress-free life.
None of these things were there when you bought your house.
But our genius electricians can put them there. We do it right at the speed of light.
Get an Eco.
ECO.
Eco plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians.
GetEco.com.
Toyotathon is on, the perfect time to shop for a new SUV with more all-wheel drive choices than anyone else, like the family-size Highlander and the bigger, more powerful Grand Highlander. Now through January 6th, get any new Highlander or Grand Highlander with 5.99 APR financing up to 72 months, including hybrid models, with $1,657 per thousand borrowed, subject to approved credit through TFS. For complete details, go to Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Expect partly sunny skies this afternoon with high temperatures only around 30 degrees. We'll fall through the 20s this evening, and it's going to be a cold one for the Buckeye game. We'll see temperatures fall down into the teens tonight with decreasing clouds. Lows around 17. Tomorrow, high pressure builds in, and we are going to see plenty of sunshine with high temperatures back around 30. With your 10 weather impact forecast, I'm meteorologist Erica Calora.
Got your game face on? I mean, have you actually painted your face? Good job, buddy. It's game day on The Fan.
Sponsored by Reichert Chevy.
The Fan. You're listening to the Curtis and Associates Fan Tailgate Show.
Curtis and Associates, attorneys who care. Call 614-GOT-HEARD. That's 614-GOT-HEARD.
Every game, every season, your home of the Buckeyes. The Fan. It's time to check in with Buckeye color analyst and president of the Large Hand Society, Jim Lachey.
Sponsored by Schmitz. Why tailgate when you can Schmidtgate?
All right, back at it on campus, Lane Avenue. Orange going one way, scarlet going the other. Feels good. Sun setting over the Olentangy under a slate gray sky. We bring in, this is this guy's kind of night. Jim Lachey, the former All-American Super Bowl champ, with us from the booth. Jim, good evening, my man. How do you feel?
I feel great, Anthony. This reminds me of the old NFL East days, NFC, I should say, East days, you know, when you had to go to New York to Philly and play there in late December. I remember one time coming to Cincinnati when it was about 26 below wind chill factor. So this is football weather, and as Andy knows, I mean, if you're out there running around playing, it doesn't bother you. It's just if you're just standing on the sideline, if you're one of those guys that doesn't get in the ball game, that's when it gets a little bit nippy. And you know, I was at Iowa-Nebraska game a couple weeks ago, and well, I guess about 3 weeks ago. And I remember my son Luke saying, you know, sitting on those benches, you almost start sweating. So they got the heated benches rolling. Oh, yeah. You can see the heat coming off those. And, yeah, so, you know, that'll warm you up. They got all the propane tank heaters out. So there are a lot of air blowing down there. And I don't know if they have them turned on yet. They're probably saving their fuel for when game time starts. But they'll find a way to get it done. If you're, you know, active, if you're playing, if you're getting 50, 60 plays in a game, you'll still sweat while you're out there playing. And, you know, it's kind of like today, man. I went out and took a walk for a couple miles and, you know, had a T-shirt on, a pullover, and a vest. And, you know, when I got home, my T-shirt was sweaty. So, I mean, if you're moving, if you're out there playing, you're going to be fine.
You're walking fast.
Was it uphill all the way?
Well, you know, in the mud. Burn off the booze, so to speak.
There you go. Hey, Jimmy, this is perhaps, I don't know if maybe you know, this might be a sixth different starting lineup in 13 games at offensive line. And I want to get your feeling on what you think they will do, what you think they should do. I know they've kind of shaken it up with the sophomore Luke Montgomery maybe working in, potentially starting at left guard. Where do you stand after that Michigan game where they only got 3 yards of carry, and what Ryan Day and Chip Kelly and the rest want to do with this lineup tonight?
Well, after watching that Michigan game several times on film, you know, the interior of our offensive line struggled. And, you know, hey, they got, you know, two good players there with Grant and Graham. Those guys are good football players, Kenneth Grant, Mason Graham. They're going to play in the NFL for a long time. So you knew that was going to be a challenge coming in. And, you know, they certainly showed up that day and really shut down Ohio State's rushing attack. So I think after that game, you had to do something, right? You had to, you know, get some competition on that offensive line, guys knowing that, you know, there's an emphasize, so to speak. And I think anytime you emphasize something for 3 weeks now that, you know, you expect better results. So Luke Montgomery, you know, I think he's ready. If he's going to get that opportunity today, I expect him to go out there and play well. He played well in high school. He came in as a highly, you know, recruited type guy out of the state of Ohio, out of Findlay. And now's his opportunity. He kind of, you know, remember back to when Marcus Hall got kicked out there early in that ball game against Michigan, and young Pat Elflein came in, and ended up playing really well, had one of his best games, played really well in the Big Ten championship game against Michigan State. So these guys are ready. They just need an opportunity, and if that's going to happen, if this is his opportunity, he's got to take that opportunity and grab it and, make a name for himself, so to speak. But it's good that these guys all know that they're feeling the heat, so to speak. Maybe not as much today, but all throughout it, they got to go out there and perform better. And usually when, like I said earlier, if you emphasize something enough, you expect better results, and I would expect better results tonight. And I think the coaches help them out a little bit, too, with some of the play calling. Maybe set up a little bit more of that counter game where you get some double teams in that line of scrimmage. That's kind of a easier way to take care of a stud defensive tackle if you get two bodies on him and then up to that linebacker level. It gives these guys an opportunity to maybe get some movement. But first thing you got to do is you got to understand who you're blocking. Make sure there's no doubt in your mind who do you have, before that ball snapped. And then when the ball is snapped, your technique's got to be perfect. Good first step, second step in the ground on contact, and then give it some movement. Give it all you got. Play with some anger. And I think that's what this offensive line's got to do. And we all know Donovan Jackson. He'll have his hands full with James Pierce, a really good football player out of Tennessee, number 27, a guy that's long at 6'5". I would say a little bit light at 245. That's what they got him listed. He might be more than that. But, there's a guy that's got some speed, some moves, some quickness. So Donovan's going to have to be the matchup. But just the unselfishness of Donovan Jackson. Here he is, now a 3-time All-Big Ten football player. I think he made some second team on some All-American type teams. And, he's a guard. I mean, he played well at guard, was an All-Big Ten guard. But now he's out there at tackle and, just being unselfish, doing whatever he can to help the team. So looking forward to him having a good night. And then, that's kind of my number one key, protect Will Howard. I think we all know that we got the ability with our wide receivers. If we give Will enough time, those guys can find a way to get open. And, that's going to have to be the case tonight. Give Will plenty of protection so that those guys can open up down the field.
So, Jim, to kind of carry on with your conversation you just had or comments, do you see Ohio State running any kind of either personnel change, formation differences versus what they've done previously this season?
Andy, I think earlier in the year you saw us do a little bit more of that counter game where we had two tight ends in the ball game. We'd pull a tight end, we'd trap, pull, kick out, and then come through the hole with maybe an offensive lineman, a backside guard. So I would expect to see that because that's kind of been good for Ohio State. And again, if you got some guys that are big and strong inside, which Tennessee does with their defensive tackles, you got to give the ability to give some misdirection a little bit. And I think that has to be in the game plan for Ohio State tonight, just to move it around a little bit instead of just trying to run, 22 of a 40-50 gut, something like that. Be a little creative with your play calling.
Yeah, it's funny because they've run. It seems like they've run more of that counter action look with. I call it the counter where they actually go the other direction, and
right.
kind of forgot about it. You just hit the nail on the head for these. No matter who starts at guard, it's going to be another iteration. This is a 7th iteration that I've counted for this Ohio State offensive line. If Luke Montgomery does start tonight, let's say Sareveld is at right guard. Bottom line is those two tackles are no joke, and they do attack the A gap with this defense on a consistent and really I think efficient basis. I think you've seen that too, haven't you, Jim?
Yeah, no, they do. They do move them around a lot and get some penetration. Amari Thomas, 6'4", 325 senior, so he's played a lot of football throughout his career. Eason, number 20, 310-pounder, redshirt senior, played a lot of football, and then they rotate. They play, they play several guys inside. Norman Lott behind him, he's a 315-pounder. Elijah Simmons, number 10, he's a 340-pounder, the biggest on that defensive tackle group. So not only you have to get ready for one guy, you got to get ready for 2 or 3 or possibly 4 coming in. Different types of body sizes, things like that. So a lot of studying, a lot of game planning. When you do have 7 different combinations on the offensive line through the course of the year, the most important thing is communication. What I talked about earlier, who do I block? And make sure that the center, Carson Hintzman's getting that called out, understanding where the Mike linebacker is, where the strength is, and then understanding what you got to do. You got to have that game plan like the back of your hand. You got to understand, you don't want to be thinking about when you're up there trying to block, okay, do I have this guy? No, you got to be ready to fire off the ball and bring everything you got. And even if you don't know who you got, you still got to fire off the ball.
Hit somebody.
Hit somebody. Be aggressive.
That's what Brian said. That's what Brian said this week, man. Just rock the ball and hit somebody.
Right or wrong, hit
the ball. No, I mean, that is key. You want to get low. You got to have good pad level, good strength, and take your man to that next level. If you have a double team and if you're singled up, make sure that you take care of your assignment. Our backs are quick enough that they can make guys miss if you give them a little bit of a gap. We didn't get that last game. So, again, It's been heavily emphasized. Now they got to go out and do it and against a pretty good football team. That's going to be the case, the rest of this way through this playoff. Every team is going to have a good defense, going to have good defensive personnel and good coaches. So you got to understand what you're going to try to do. And, they saw what happened against Michigan, too. Tennessee did. So they're studying that thing, trying to figure out the weaknesses, and they're going to overload those weaknesses. It's kind of like if you give up a sack on a bull rush, you're going to see a bull rush for the next 3 or 4 weeks. I mean, that's just the way it is. I mean, because it's on film. And now they're going to say, hey, if he can do that, I can do that. So that's going to be the case. They understand that. Now it's up to our staff to make sure that they've made the proper adjustments to make sure that fire's been put out.
No doubt. Nice setup, Jim. Hope we're talking New Year's and beyond. The run starts tonight, and I will be looking forward to your call, as will Buckeye Nation. Thanks, my man.
All right, I'm looking forward to this. A bowl trip in Columbus is okay, but I'd like to go out to California, if you know what I mean.
I know what you mean. Hopefully that's in the cards. Jim Lachey on the Fan Tailgate Show is sponsored by Schmitz in German Village. It's the perfect place to celebrate the holidays at Schmitz in German Village. We'll come back, and the biggest challenge for this Buckeye team tonight, we'll name that guy next. The Kurgis and Associates Fan Tailgate Show right here on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin. Visit Riverside Bank and experience the strength of local.
The roadways are getting busier, especially 315 right now. Really busy both north and southbound at the Lane Avenue interchange. Those exit ramps are crowded, but still moving. Now, if you're going southbound, you're also going to see some crowd around the Kinnear Road exit of 315 southbound. On the northbound side, it's also pretty busy at the King Avenue Medical Center exit. And a reminder, it's really chilly. We could have icy spots out there, so just be aware and leave extra stopping distance. With game day traffic, I'm Kate Burdett on the Fan.
The nightmare of the cleared drain. Those drain clearing specials from the other guys seem like a great deal until you realize the only thing really going down your drain is your money. At the Waterworks, we mean clean. Our service doesn't just clear your drains, it cleans them too. It's done right the first time, so that nightmare of a drain becomes a dream come true. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results. Call 614-232-2222 to get started.
Football season is here, and so is tailgating season. Are you ready? If not, let Columbus Car Audio and Accessories help you get the latest and best accessories for your ride. Upgrade your sound system so everyone around can hear what team you're rooting for. Add mobile video and never miss a game on the road. Add style and privacy with window tint, and avoid scraping ice this winter by adding a remote starter. Choose Columbus Car Audio and Accessories when it comes to customizing your ride. Morse Road near Easton, Main Street in Reynoldsburg, or columbuscaraudio.com.
At Byers Auto, we've been football fans since 1897, back when tailgates had actual tails. Our legacy of supporting our local team is as strong as our commitment to providing exceptional vehicles. While we're known for our new cars, we also offer a variety of pre-owned vehicles that meet our rigorous standards. Our friendly staff is here to help you find the perfect vehicle for your lifestyle and budget. Visit us in person or shop online at byersauto.com. Come see why it's better to buy at Byers.
Some things in life are meant for each other, like salt and pepper, bacon and mushrooms, or you and the all-new Wendy's Mushroom Bacon Cheeseburger. Now, you're probably thinking, wait a minute, does bacon go with mushrooms? And the answer is, they do now. So if you want crispy, crunchy, cheesy, juicy, shroomy, and garlic spready, then you and the Mushroom Bacon Cheeseburger are meant to be. For mushroomy, bacony goodness, gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's.
Make holiday magic this year with something beautiful and timeless from Diamonds Direct. A stunning diamond pendant, a pair of classic diamond stud earrings, something new and eye-catching from a world-class designer. Or maybe you're looking for that perfect gemstone piece or a fabulous timepiece. At Diamonds Direct, we have hundreds of styles that are ready to be wrapped and put under the tree. No need to wait for shipping. Come and let our experts help you pick out that headliner gift. Or for some fabulous ideas before you head to the store, see the online seasonal gift guide now at diamondsdirect.com. You can even chat now with a virtual assistant for the ultimate convenience. Whether you connect online or in person, you're guaranteed to get the extraordinary value, ironclad warranties, and white glove service Diamonds Direct is known for. And to help make your purchase even more affordable, we've got special financing so you can spread out your payments. Get directions, details, special showroom hours, and our holiday gift guide now at diamondsdirect.com. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
Get ready to saddle up and slip into your boots for a Wild West-themed New Year's Eve at El Dorado Scioto Downs, your premier destination. Join us for the ultimate Columbus celebration, featuring live entertainment and cocktails at Vail Bar, a one-of-a-kind celebrity chef dining experience with a 5-course meal at Guy Fieri's Trattoria, handcrafted brews at the Brew Brothers, and a night packed with excitement. Visit SciotoDowns.com for all the information on Scioto Downs Wild West New Year's Eve. Ring in the new year at El Dorado Scioto Downs. This is one night you won't want to miss. Bobcat Enterprises has rebates and write-offs to give you a competitive edge in 2025. Through the end of the year, we're offering up to $3,000 in cash rebates on all inventory. This year's tax deductions are bigger than ever, and you can apply to lease, finance, or directly purchase equipment. Spend it before the government gets it and build local. Stop by Bobcat Enterprises in Hilliard, Reynoldsburg, or Zanesville, or see our full line of products at bobcatent.com today. Offer expires 12/31/24.
This is the Fans Game Day Scoreboard.
Brought to you by Valley Ford of Columbus.
And I'm Cole Bartimus. We got a whole lot of activity going on in the 2 football games being played right now. Let's go down to Austin. Since we last talked, Texas has expanded that lead 21-7. The story of the game is the ground game for Texas. Quintrevion Wisner and Jaden Blue doing a lot of damage. About 130 on the ground and 3 touchdowns with those 2. But Clemson has just recovered a turnover from Texas, so they are now in scoring position. We will monitor that one. On the NFL side, the Steelers have stormed back, but they fumbled on the 4-yard line. They looked like they were going to take a lead. The Ravens have recovered it, and they have driven down the field, and they have scored a touchdown to Rashad Bateman. Ravens are up 14-7 in that one. We have Buckeye basketball about to take the floor. Ohio State versus number 4 Kentucky, taking place in Madison Square Garden. 5:30 p.m. tip. May have already tipped off. Got to double-check that one. You can check that out on 10 TV.
Are you ready for another Buckeye victory? Because we sure are. You're listening to the Curtis & Associates Fan Tailgate Show.
Curtis & Associates, attorneys who care. Call 614-GOT-HEARD. That's 614-GOT-HEARD.
Your flagship home for Ohio State football. The Fan.
All right, second hour of the Tailgate Show. Starting to pick up. Lane Avenue, a little bit busier. The lights are on. A lot of checkerboard overalls floating by. I know the Big Cat has a set of those somewhere, probably.
Yeah, he probably does.
Yeah, and scarlet and gray,
though. Right, exactly, right. But it's all good. I'll take you back to the beginning of the season. Tennessee was preseason number 15. Ohio State was number 2. Tennessee got all the way up to number 4. They were 4-0. And then they had a lot of people telling us that they were the best, most talented team in the country. Then they lost to Arkansas. And I'll give them this credit. They bounced back. They had 3 straight come-from-behind wins, Bama, Florida, and Kentucky. And then they lost to Georgia on the road. They needed some help. They got in. Here they are. It's a little bit of house money, I would say, for Tennessee, just because this is new territory for them.
Yep.
And Ohio State wants to rewrite everything from 3 weeks ago. They've been sitting and stewing for 3 weeks after losing to Michigan again. I'll say this, Tennessee's last game against Vandy, not great. They clawed out a win. It was comfortable at the end.
Right.
They gave up a 100-yard kickoff return to start. Dylan Sampson fumbles, I think, his first or second carry. Vandy turns that into points. They kind of looked awful. I watched them try to run it up the gut on Vandy on a 3rd and 1 stuffed, 4th and 1 stuffed. I mean, they're better than Vandy. They beat them.
But didn't Vandy beat Alabama?
Oh, yeah.
They did.
Yeah,
and so you're right. There's a lot of...
And gave Texas a game.
Yeah, so there's a lot of dots you certainly can connect. But my point is that both these teams have a little different mentality maybe coming into this.
Yeah.
Tennessee playing with a little maybe less pressure. It's in the shoe. They're a 7.5-point underdog or a 7-point underdog. But they have a running back, Andy, named Dylan Sampson, who even in their losses had good games. And I want to – they didn't even turn it over against Arkansas, and he ran for 138 and 2 scores, and they lost the game. It's because they gave up a lot of passing yards. But I want to get your opinion on if they give it to Sampson 25 times tonight or more, whether these linebackers, Cody, Sonny, Caleb coming down, your confidence in what they can do tonight versus what they didn't do against Michigan.
So yes, this will be the matchup that, in my opinion, I want to watch the whole game. How the front of Ohio State, as well as the safeties, how they're going to stop this running game for Tennessee. Tennessee wants to run the ball. Sampson has only 2 games this year where he hasn't ran for over 100 yards. One of those games was a complete blowout. He got pulled out in. Tennessee runs through the running game, and Sampson's their guy, and he's going to be a hard guy to stop.
Wolverines 172 yards rushing. What number does it have to be for Tennessee tonight for you to feel I'm good with that, I'm comfortable?
I think maybe a lofty expectation would keep them under 100.
Well, under 100, you probably win the game.
Right.
Is there a number that would be acceptable to you?
Under 100.
Never. I know who I'm talking to. It's never acceptable.
No, it's not.
Of course not.
No.
Is it the biggest challenge tonight, Tim, with the tempo and the young quarterback, that Tennessee will ride Sampson as much as they can?
Well, yeah, but there's another dynamic going on. I mean, they've only got, I think, maybe 6, possibly 7 receivers on their roster now because of guys who left in the transfer portal already. I think they lost 3, if I remember the number correctly. Bottom line is, and in their top 3 receivers have had different forms of or different levels of injury over the last several weeks, including Squirrel White. What a great name, by the way.
Fantastic.
Yeah, but his arm was in a sling, I guess, against Vanderbilt and stuff. So even their top 3 receivers are banged up. So you think and you've got a redshirt freshman quarterback who's been sort of, for want of another term, hot and cold this year throwing the ball, but he's got all the wherewithal to throw the ball. He's got one of the strongest arms, as Jim Knowles said, you'll see, and also he can run. I think the biggest thing for Ohio State is not to let Iamaleava, I said that right, or pretty damn close, and I was all week, not let him continually beat them with his feet, meaning scramble runs. They don't necessarily run him, but the scramble runs where he leaks out. I mean, Sonny Styles talked about that this week, and Cody Simon. I mean, just makes you almost sick to your stomach when you're sitting there 3rd down and you've got everything locked down, and then the quarterback takes off. We saw Dylan Gabriel do that a few times.
Right.
And
even Drew Aller did it.
Drew Aller did it. Northwestern's quarterback did it, got their only touchdown. Davis Warren did it for Michigan on a few key plays. You can't. That's what makes you ill. I think if you're a defensive player, that you've got everything knocked down, and yet the quarterback sneaks around and gets 5 or 10 and keeps a drive going. So that will be paramount for them. But you would think they've got to. You would think Tennessee, which is like runs up tempo and has fans who just scream. Was that Tennessee fans just in, or Ohio State fans? Tennessee fans who scream it, and they play Rocky Top almost to ad nauseum amount of times. But you would think, with Josh Heupel and stuff, you'd be looking at a team that wants to throw the hell out of the ball, spread the field. But that has not necessarily been the case this year. Right. The game that stands out to me, though, are we just talking about Tennessee's offense right now against Ohio State's defense?
Yeah, because I feel that
I'll save my other point for later.
Yeah, Sampson's the biggest challenge.
Yeah, without a doubt.
I mean, I know Nico can throw it, and he does have a couple 6'5" receivers. I mean, these guys. But it just feels like tonight, This is a kid from Long Beach, California. Tim, what's he making? His 14th career start or something like that?
Yeah.
To put the whole game on him, I'd like Ohio State's defense to put the game on him.
I'll tell you who is key tonight, and they've been key all year. Matter of fact, he's asked this question of Lathan Ransom earlier in the week. Ohio State's 3 safeties, counting Jordan Hancock. How much they use that as opposed to the 3 linebacker set tonight will be interesting. But they have been very good at coming up and playing the run.
Right, filling the gap.
Filling the gap. You don't want to be over anxious tonight because they can still slip guys behind you and stuff. They're going to test you deep. Tennessee's going to test you deep just because they do that as a ritual. But the bottom line is how accurate Caleb Downs and Lathan Ransom and at points Jordan Hancock are coming up and stopping the run. And meaning they've diagnosed it and they're coming up, made the right diagnosis. That's going to be key tonight.
I had to show a little reserve there. The Vol fans have been energetic. I've liked them. They brought some energy to town. I think it's good. And then, you know what? The over-under was probably right around 5:30 tonight, the first time that we were going to get flipped off. And so now I know we're sitting with a background that says home of the Buckeyes.
Right.
It's not. We're wearing a big neon sign. I get it. But, I kind of gave them one, let's come on, save it for the game kind of thing.
Yeah.
They don't know that I got Andy Katzenberg here, and if I was ready to unhook this guy and unleash, I'm sure he would pile drive that guy into lane out.
They have no idea what they just dodged.
He's a class guy, but I know one thing, Andy. They kept walking.
Yeah.
They didn't stick around.
They saw Tim.
That's right.
Your kickoff forecast.
I'm Andy's manager.
That's right.
Or his bodyguard.
You're my enforcer.
Yeah.
Your kickoff forecast sponsored by Byers Auto. Come see why it's better to buy from Byers. All right, you know what it is if you've been outside today. It's getting even a little more brisk now. 26 degrees at kickoff, real feel in the teens. Winds, I guess semi-light, 6 to 8 miles an hour right now. We'll see what it is around game time. When we come back, talk about redemption, no regrets, owes us one. I'm not talking about the Buckeyes. I'm talking about Scotty Vegas.
Oh,
he's got to handicap this one for us. He'll do it next on the Curtis and Associates Fan Tailgate Show right here on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin. Visit Riverside Bank and experience the strength of local.
One of the busiest 7-mile stretches is on 315 right now. We're seeing traffic back up just a bit on the 670 west ramp to 315 north. It stays pretty busy as you approach the Medical Center King Ave exit, where a lot of people are trying to get off the highway. On the southbound side, you're going to start to see brake lights just after Ackerman Road, and that's pretty backed up as you approach Lane Avenue. We have seen Columbus police out there doing some intermittent ramp closures, so be ready for that. With game day traffic, I'm Kate Burdett on the Fan.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone from my team at Valley Ford of Columbus. There's only a few days left in 2024. As a Valley customer, I'm telling you, you want to get online and see all the end-of-year savings at valleyfordofcolumbus.com. New 2024 Ford F-150 XLTs, Bronco Sports, Mustang Mach-E's. There's tons to choose from. Plus, the leases and financing deals will get you rolling into 2025 with more cash in your pocket. Go to valleyfordofcolumbus.com today for all the details.
Keep on trucking with Valley Ford of Columbus.
Combat falling interest rates now. Lock in a 7-month certificate from Kemba Financial Credit Union and earn up to 4.5% annual percentage yield. Visit Kemba.org for details. Hurry! This exceptional rate offer expires December 31st, 2024. APY equals annual percentage yield. Restrictions apply. $500 minimum deposit required to open and earn stated APY and $250,000 maximum deposit. Advantage status required. Federally insured by NCUA.
Taking out the trash. That's what we're all about at Bourne Brothers Waste Services. This is Justin Bourne,
Zach Bourne, and Jacoby Bourne, former Ohio State football players.
We are your company for all of your trash and recycling needs.
Providing services that include front-load containers, mini and large roll-offs, and compactors. Contact us today for the best service in town. Bourne Brothers.
Bourne Brothers.
The real local trash company.
Taking out the trash.
This holiday season, give the gift of love with a ring from Diamond Seller. For over 75 years, our family has been a part of your love story. With an in-house design team available to help you create your dream ring, expert staff, and an unmatched selection, we're committed to bringing you the world's most beautiful diamonds. And here's the holiday magic. We guarantee the best price so you can make your moments memorable without a worry. For love and a ring that will last a lifetime, visit Diamond Seller on Sawmill Road or Easton Town Center or online at diamondseller.com.
A.J. Hawk won a national title, a Super Bowl, and a Lombardi Award, but his weekly appearance on Morning Juice Fridays at 8:33 is the real highlight of his career. If he tells you otherwise, he's lying.
Sponsored by FanDuel.
The Fan.
Toyota Thon is on. The perfect time to save on a new Toyota truck. Now through January 6th, get a great lease deal or $2,000 customer cash on a new 24 or 25 Tundra. Excludes TRD Pro. Or get 3.99 APR financing plus $1,000 APR cash on remaining new 24 Tacomas. With approved credit through TFS. Excludes TRD Pro and Trailhunter models. For complete details, go to Toyota.com. Nobody builds trucks better than Toyota. Let's go places.
Our clients deserve for us to care, and they deserve to feel serviced. They have questions, and they deserve answers. We're counselors first because I'm not selling them anything. I'm trying to teach clients how to protect themselves. At Curtis & Associates, we're personal injury attorneys. We've helped and continue to help hundreds and hundreds of clients every year. That's important to us. If you've been injured in an accident and it's not your fault, call now. 614-GOT-HURT. That's 614-GOT-HURT. Curtis & Associates, attorneys who care.
This holiday season, gather your friends and family at Schmidt's Sausage Haus in historic German Village. Come enjoy the favorite pregame meal, our world-famous Bahama Mama, and those irresistible jumbo cream puffs. It's the perfect way to celebrate the magic of this season. And don't forget to grab a Schmidt's gift card while you're here. It's the holiday gift that keeps on giving. From our family to yours, happy holidays from Schmidt's. Real German food. At Buyers Volkswagen, we believe in giving you options. From browsing to buying, shop online at columbusvw.com or visit us by the airport and work with our friendly brand specialists. During the Volkswagen Sign Then Drive event, lease select models with 0 down payment, 0 security deposit, 0 first month's lease payment, and 0 do-it signing. Or you can get a new 2024 Volkswagen Atlas for 0.9% for up to 60 months. Come see why it's better to buy from Buyers. Offer good on new 2024 Atlas models. Offered to qualified customers who finance through Volkswagen Credit for up to 60 months. See dealer for details. Offer ends 1/2/2025.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Accurate Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
This is the Curtis & Associates Fan Tailgate Show.
Curtis & Associates, attorneys who care. Call 614-GOT-HURT. That's 614-GOT-HURT.
If you're listening to the Buckeyes, you're listening to us. Your home for Ohio State athletics. The Fan.
All right. He's been sitting. He's been stewing for 3 weeks. And not just him, because I think we all got crushed thinking that Ohio State would lay the hammer on Michigan. And not only did they not, they came out on the wrong end. So our man Scotty Vegas, handicapper to the Stars, has already fortified his position and planted his own flag at Hollywood Casino Columbus for the watch party. My man, I hope you got a good seat for this one.
I do have a good seat, and I've got a seat right next to me ready for you because you and I are going to enjoy this game together. And there's a little Buckeye hoops to enjoy as well before the start of the football. So I'm ready, Anthony. Let's do it.
All right. So started, I think, at 7.5. You know, when the bracket got revealed, Ohio State was a 7.5-point favorite. It never got below 7, but is it still at 7 now over there at the casino?
Yeah, so right now it's actually 7.5. The total on the game is 46.5. And right now the money line on Ohio State is minus 265, and Tennessee to pull off the upset is plus 230. So a $100 bet on the Buckeyes right now, Anthony, would pay back $35 on if you just pick Ohio State to win the game. But I will tell you, a lot of the big money that I'm hearing about here at the casino is coming in on the under on this game. So if you notice, both of the 2 playoff games that we've seen so far outside, at home, in the cold, both games have gone under. And a lot of people are saying that the under 46.5 is the play today.
Yeah. Is that under 20 degrees too? Or I mean, what's that over under? 20 degrees over under. What is that on there, Scotty?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So right now it's looking at like 25 degrees out there, Tim. And here's the deal. It's like 70 degrees in this casino, but it's already ready and hopping. So people are loving, and they got a ton of action on the game today, obviously. But here, I got a funny stat for you guys on the under. So Ohio State has actually had 6 games this year, so far this year, 6 of their 12 games where the total has been under 50 points. And when that total has been under 50 points, the total has stayed under all 6 times. So it's kind of crazy. When that total's above 50, it's been going over 5 out of the 6. When it's under 50, it has stayed under on all 6 at the same time. So it's
that makes sense to me.
Thing with the total.
That makes sense to me because I think the Ohio State offense has been underachieving, right? I mean, that's been a part of it, right? That this offense hasn't produced points like a lot of us thought it would.
Well, absolutely. And guys, this is interesting, too, because since the start of the college football playoffs in 2014, we remember that 2014 playoffs, but favorites have actually been really, really good in the playoffs. So favorites are 23-9 straight up, 18-14 against the spread, and that includes the first couple games in the playoffs this year. And here's the deal, guys, too. Texas is dominating this game against Clemson.
Oh, yeah.
So that's looking like those numbers are going to go up even more. So the favorites have been the play in the playoffs. I will say, and I have a question for you guys, because I think you guys are going to get this. So in the college football playoff era, there have been 3 upsets of a touchdown or more. 3 times it's happened since 2014. I expect you guys to get 2 out of the 3. Can you make a guess at what these upsets were? Again, it's the team was a 7 or more point underdog and pulled off an upset in the playoff era.
Ohio State over Alabama.
Bam, that's 1. Yep,
Okay.
Ohio State was an 8-point underdog in 2014 and beat Alabama. Good call. Nice. There's 1.
Was
TCU?
Was TCU over Michigan?
Yes, that is 2. I think you guys are going to get all 3. Yeah, TCU was a 7.5-point dog to Michigan. That was in 2021. There's 1 left, and we all should know this one.
It wasn't Ohio State over Oregon, was it?
It was not. It was not. It was actually Ohio State over Clemson.
Oh, yeah, Clemson.
And that was in 2020.
The beat down.
Okay. All right. Those are very good. I'm with you on the under. Listen, I feel like that you've got some kind of a defensive battle tonight because you got to lean on that. The counter is that everyone wants Ohio State to score a lot of points tonight by throwing it through the air, Scotty. But if I asked you this question, what's more likely, that Tennessee wins the game or Ohio State blows them out? What's more likely?
Wow, that's a great question. So I have this. My score on the game is 24-17 Ohio State. So I'm staying under with 41 total points. I would, I'm a little scarred from that Ohio State-Michigan game, but I think I would still be more surprised by a Tennessee win. And I got to tell you, and I want to ask Andy this, but I want to tell you, after watching these first 3 college football playoff games, and you're seeing the home teams, and not only are the home teams winning, but they're getting out to huge leads, dominating these games. So I'm curious, Andy, as a player, do you take any notice in other things that are going on like that? Like when you see 3 home teams in the playoffs all dominating their football game, does that come into play at all for you as a player, knowing you've got a game at home as well?
I don't think that. I think as a player, I would notice more of big wide margin of victory versus the home team routing someone else.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Jumping out.
Okay. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, but I mean, that's got to give Buckeye fans, I would think, a little bit more confidence. I mean, look, Buckeye fans have been lacking confidence. I mean, I was down there on campus early, and there's a lot of people really nervous for this one. I do feel like, though, seeing the fact that these home playoff teams are dominating these games last night and this afternoon, that does give Buckeye fans, it should, a little more confidence, I would think.
Yeah, but like Anthony and I were talking about during the break, this is 8 versus 9. This should be as close a game as you're going to get in the first round based on the seeding of teams, and it's kind of hard to get. And let's face it, I mean, Notre Dame got a huge play to really get things going last night. So did Penn State with that pick 6, and then Texas has jumped out now. So you almost have to have a catalyst, I think, to do that, right?
Yeah, well, and the wild thing is, Tim, I was talking about this last week on the Money on Sunday morning, and we were talking about, do you take all of the favorites just on the money line? So that would be all 4 of the favorites just to win their home game, and what kind of odds could you get on that? And that was 2-1 on the money line. And it was looking at it as like, well, you feel like one of these underdogs might come through. Now, at this point, obviously, Buckeye fans don't want any underdogs coming through, but it looks like it's probably at least going to go to 3-0 and a good chance of 4-0. Now, I did want to bring up one thing. We have 2 results already on the board, and so we have 2 quarterfinal matchups already set. So Georgia, Notre Dame in the Sugar Bowl. Georgia's a 1.5-point favorite on the board here at the casino. And then the Penn State-Boise State game, the Fiesta Bowl, which will be New Year's Eve, is already on the board too. And this line kind of surprised me, guys. Take a guess at what you think this line is, Anthony.
Which one? Which game? I'm sorry.
Boise State, Penn State.
Oh, Boise State, Penn State's already on the board?
Already on the board.
I would say Penn State by 5.5.
Hey, it's even more. It's 10.5.
Oh,
wow, that's a lot. Okay.
I can see that.
All
I can see that. And the Georgia game, I'd be jumping on that if I was somebody, because
I'm taking Boise.
They're playing their backup quarterback now, and they're a different team without Carson Beck, even though they were kind of helter-skelter with Carson Beck. I think Georgia's very interesting going into that Notre Dame game.
And that's a hard one to bet, Tim, not knowing the quarterback situation.
That's right. Well, you brought up something interesting, and the fact that these games have been one-sided, and so they're trending in a very good way for Ohio State. However, you and I have been around long enough to know that something's due. You don't want it to be due tonight. All right, save me a seat. It sounds like you're taking Tennessee in the 7.5. Am I right?
Well, I've got the final score at 24-17. So what I'm honestly doing is, well, I will tell you the actual bet slip that I have here at the table is I've got Ohio State money line, and I moved the over-under to under 50. So the total is actually 46.5. I moved it up a little bit, and I took Ohio State money line, and I've got this seat ready to go for you. We got a perfect spot for the game.
Well, let me make you feel good about that ticket, because I may mirror that ticket when I get there. I was thinking about it this week. Ohio State hasn't lost 2 straight home games since 1990, my man. It's been 34 years. So let's hope that continues tonight. All right, I'll see you soon. That is the handicapper of the stars, our man Scotty Vegas. Game day coverage is sponsored by Reichert Chevrolet. We'll come back with the keys to the game on the Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin. Visit Riverside Bank and experience the strength of local.
Definitely have some heavier traffic, not only on the highways, also on those side streets. Olentangy River Road from Ackerman to Kinnear, very busy. Lane Avenue from east of High Street to Kenny Road is very slow. Ackerman Road is also pretty busy between Kenny and Olentangy River Road. Columbus police are also out doing intermittent ramp closures on 315 at Lane Avenue and Ackerman Road. With game day traffic, I'm Kate Burdett on the Fan.
Hear those leaves crunching under your feet? Feel that cool nighttime air? It's definitely fall in Ohio. Fall is the perfect time to have the Waterworks inspect and tune up your furnace before the cold winter months hit. To inspect and protect your family against those wintertime furnace breakdowns, call 614-232-2222. Or visit thewaterworks.com today to schedule your fall furnace inspection and tune-up. Winter is just days away.
We're dealing at Reichert Ford. That means we got the car you need at the price you want. But don't take it from me. Hear it from
Ohio State captain Travion Henderson.
Reichert has what I'm looking for.
Defensive star Jack Sawyer.
Grew up watching these guys on TV. My family's bought tons of cars for them.
Cody Simon.
You get the right car at Reichert.
With our lowest prices and 72-hour exchange policy, you can't buy the wrong car. Thousands of vehicles are waiting at ReichertFord.com.
Get the right car at Reichert.
We're dealing.
Make holiday magic this year with something beautiful and timeless from Diamonds Direct. A stunning diamond pendant, a pair of classic diamond stud earrings, something new and eye-catching from a world-class designer. Or maybe you're looking for that perfect gemstone piece or a fabulous timepiece. At Diamonds Direct, we have hundreds of styles that are ready to be wrapped and put under the tree. No need to wait for shipping. Come and let our experts help you pick out that headliner gift. Or for some fabulous ideas before you head to the store, see the online seasonal gift guide now at Diamonds Direct. DimonsDirect.com. You can even chat now with a virtual assistant for the ultimate convenience. Whether you connect online or in person, you're guaranteed to get the extraordinary value, ironclad warranties, and white glove service Diamonds Direct is known for. And to help make your purchase even more affordable, we've got special financing so you can spread out your payments. Get directions, details, special showroom hours, and our holiday gift guide now at DiamondsDirect.com. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
What's the best way to make sure you don't miss any of your favorite fan shows? Download the Fan app, silly.
Ah, damn it, I knew that.
App Store, Google Play, or just scream right at your phone. Psst, you can also listen to Buckeye games. Do it now.
Integrity, honesty, and quality. Words we live by here at Monogram Homes. Hi, this is Dina, and at Monogram Homes, we strive to bring your wants to your man cave, your needs to your kitchen, and your ideas to life. Most home builders claim to be custom, but starting with stock floor plans and templates isn't our idea of a tailored experience. At Monogram Homes, we start with a blank slate and work with you until you get exactly what you want. So start your true custom home journey today with a builder you can trust. Monogram Homes. Visit us online at monogramhomes.net.
Every hockey player dreams of a hat trick.
And if you've ever seen one, you know it's a thrill when the hats hit the ice.
And now, it's hats off to Honda Marysville, because this season, every time a Blue Jacket scores a hat trick at Nationwide Arena,
Honda Marysville will give one lucky fan a 2-year lease on a new Honda Civic Sport on the spot.
So come to a game and cheer us on. Who knows?
A new car from Honda Marysville might be closer than you think.
Official rules at HondaMarysville.com/hat trick.
Toyotathon is on, and it's the perfect time to wrap up the year with a new RAV4, America's best-selling SUV. Now through January 6th, get 4.99 APR financing on a new 24 or 25 RAV4 or RAV4 Hybrid. Excludes RAV4 Prime. Or lease a gas-powered 25 RAV4 LE for $299 a month for 39 months with $32.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS, tax, title, and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details or go to Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. This is the Fan's Game Day Scoreboard.
Brought to you by Valley Ford of Columbus.
And I'm Cole Bartemus, and we've hit a bit of a dead period here in this second half of our football slate. So we got Texas and Clemson at the half, and we also have Ravens Steelers at the half. Let me catch you up on what's going on in Austin. Texas has a 28-10 lead over the Clemson Tigers. Whole lot of orange on that field. It is an ugly uniform matchup, but Texas is rocking right now. Quinn Ewers at 141 on 11 of 14 passing with a touchdown. Does have one flaw with an interception, but the Texas run game has really been getting it done with Quintrevion Wisner and Jaden Blue. The two have 136 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns already. On the NFL side, we got the Ravens with the 17-10 lead. Derrick Henry's been getting it done on the ground, 13 carries, 75 yards already. Russell Wilson played a pretty clean game aside from one fumble. 12 of 16 for 110 and a score. Buckeye Hoops yet to get underway, but it will be on 10 TV.
Hello, I like football. I have nothing clever to say. This is the Curtis and Associates Fan Tailgate Show.
Curtis and Associates, attorneys who care. Call 614-GOT-HURT. That's 614-GOT-HURT.
Your home of the Buckeyes, the Fan, Ohio sports destination. Today's keys to the game are sponsored by Toyota.
Brought to you by your Central Ohio Toyota dealers. Visit Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
All right, back at it. Crowd streaming by. We've got a young, energetic young man who may have had some liquid earlier today. He doesn't look dressed warm enough, but he's here. He's a Buckeye fan. He's doing his OHIO, and
I don't know what he's doing.
I'm not really sure either. Seems a little bit.
I think he's doing calisthenics.
Sir, I hope you have a chaperone this evening.
Right.
And
short leash.
Yes, that's right. Former Buckeye Dane Sanzenbacher
yes.
is ready to go tonight. All right.
He's got to sing in a minute.
We talked about it all show, and the weird dynamic is if this was any other night, if it wasn't 3 weeks after Michigan, that debacle, I think all of us would be like, establish the run, establish the run, establish the run. No. Like, it's 25 degrees. And for some reason, if you say that to a Buckeye fan walking by, they'd be like, no, we're establishing the pass tonight, and then we'll see about the run. Right. The run is at the kiddie table tonight. But I'm not saying that they're going to just snap over to the other side, Andy. I'm not even sure it's the right way. I just know this. You cannot get to the end of this game with, I wish they would have taken more shots to these weapons. So give me the game plan. Is it tight out of the gate? Is it conservative out of the gate? Do they take their shots? What's your anticipation if they had to script it a little bit?
I think they're going to mix up formations as well as personnel, and they're going to try to do as much diversity as possible, meaning inside-outside runs, short passes, medium passes, hopefully take some shots, and just see how all these changes Tennessee responds.
Yeah, I think Tennessee's defense says, hey, try to run on us.
Yeah.
Now throw. Carson Beck had his best game. Georgia's quarterback this year, as everybody knows, now he's banged up. But he's been hot and cold all year, but he had his best game, especially second half, against Tennessee. I think, if I remember correctly, I think Georgia even shut out Tennessee in the second half. But he threw for over 300 yards in that game, and I don't think Georgia has the same weapons on the outside that Ohio State does from a wide receiver standpoint. So everything to me points to, yeah, you do want to try to run the ball, but you better throw the ball. You should throw the ball. That's where your weapons are. And that doesn't mean you're throwing it 50 yards down the field every play. It means getting the ball, because Emeka Egbuka, Carnell Tate, and Jeremiah Smith have proven to be quite adept at the yak, yards after catch. Get them in some favorable situations where they can catch the ball, turn, and run. And I would think that is part and parcel to this offense tonight. We'll see if they, fall back into that, what they call their wide running game, which is those wide screens and stuff, which I'm not a big fan of. I like more of the inside stuff in the screen game. And so that's what I expect from this offense. We'll see if they do it. I mean, it's finally comes down, like I said a while ago, it comes down to your quarterback, man, making the right decisions on run plays, getting them into the right run play at the line of scrimmage, and or getting them into the right the passing play. And but
even working progression in the pass play.
Correct. Yeah. And that's what I would say about I love about a pass play. You've got 4 receivers out somewhere. You've got 4 plays. You have a
on top of you can make a play out of something else. Yeah.
Exactly. So I mean, whereas that's 4 plays in one, the way I look at it, plus a scramble or a flip to the running back. And the other thing, we talked about this, and I remember bringing this up before they played Penn State. I would like to see them throw the ball more down the field to the running backs, and lo and behold, they did that against Penn State, and that's kind of become a little bit of the part and parcel. They haven't done it a lot, but I think that's where you could also get some interesting mismatches, for want of another term, in this game. Throwing the ball to the backs, out of the backfield, but up the field.
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of a misconception from the Michigan game that Ohio State didn't throw the ball. They did.
33
they were just
times.
Very predictable in when they did and how they did. And so that's what it became, that kind of a game for Michigan, where they kind of knew what was coming, didn't take their shots and all that, and then they tried to kind of fool them a little bit with the delayed handoff on a 3rd and long and all that. Yeah, I'm not here to say just sling it all over the place. They're coming into your building. It's going to be a physical game. You want to dominate them at the line of scrimmage if you can. But I think that's what Buckeye fan wants to see, is a little more of let Tennessee earn it a little bit on the back end. If they prove they can defend it, then we'll adjust. Right. That's fine. But you got to test it a little bit, and hopefully they will tonight.
Well, interestingly, the draw play, for example, they ran on that 3rd down play, which Mason Graham jumped, and then they missed the field goal. That might actually work some tonight if it's used appropriately, because I think Tennessee's looking at Ohio State, what we're writing.
The plays that Ohio State ran against Michigan could work against anyone.
Yeah.
What I want to see tonight is the play calling
diversity.
Not necessarily diversity, but just exaggerated. Like, let's see a lot more of different stuff.
Yeah.
I saw the same thing over and over, and I'm like, that didn't work the 13 times before.
He'll get him this time.
Right.
He'll get him this time.
Yeah. Well, and part of that was the tightness of the game, not wanting to make a mistake, feeling you got 3 points in your back pocket, and then your field goal kicker missing a couple field goals.
But what really killed Ohio State in that game, seriously, was the interception going in, bad throw, and then the interception that set Michigan up for its only touchdown. I mean, when you really add up all the numbers and stuff, that
and the 2 missed field goals.
Yeah, you don't want to get super.
Absolutely, 2 missed field goals.
You don't want. Oh yeah,
two makeable field goals.
The point is, they were in position to score a lot more than they did, and they blew it.
Yeah,
I was very surprised, as everybody was in Buckeye Nation, when they got that pick back, and they had 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line of Michigan, and they didn't take one shot. They tried the crosser. It didn't work.
I think they tried to throw back to G. Scott.
Throwback,
and Michigan jumped it because they'd seen that play.
But nothing to the end zone.
Yeah, they were in zone the whole time.
Keys to the Game sponsored by your Central Ohio Toyota dealers. Visit Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. We'll come back. Final check-in the booth with Paul Keels. This is the Kurgis & Associates Fan Tailgate Show. Remember, they don't get paid unless you get paid right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin. Visit Riverside Bank and experience the strength of local.
315, very busy on the north and southbound sides, both at Lane Avenue and Ackerman Road. Heading a little further south, you're also going to see 315 get very crowded around the Kinnear Road exit. On the northbound side, it's the King Avenue Medical Center exit that's seen quite a bit of action. And they just opened the gates to the stadium, so if you're driving in that vicinity, pedestrian traffic is also on the rise, so keep your eyes open. With game day traffic, I'm Kate Burdett on The Fan.
Hey, it's Anthony, and the Happy Honda Days are powering through the holidays at Germain Honda of Dublin. Rich is delivering all of the new Honda toys, including the new Prologue, the first all-electric SUV from Honda at 0% APR up to 72 months. Also, he's throwing you 0.9% up to 60 months on most new Hondas. And he won't even require a payment on the new purchases for 90 days. Go get the Honda of your holiday dreams with my friends at Germain Honda of Dublin on Sawmill Road just south of 270.
Make holiday magic this year with something beautiful and timeless from Diamonds Direct. A stunning diamond pendant, a pair of classic diamond stud earrings, something new and eye-catching from a world-class designer. Or maybe you're looking for that perfect gemstone piece or a fabulous timepiece. At Diamonds Direct, we have hundreds of styles that are ready to be wrapped and put under the tree. No need to wait for shipping. Come and let our experts help you pick out that headliner gift. Or for some fabulous ideas before you head to the store, see the online seasonal gift guide now at DiamondsDirect.com. You can even chat now with a virtual assistant for the ultimate convenience. Whether you connect online or in person, you're guaranteed to get the extraordinary value, ironclad warranties, and white glove service Diamonds Direct is known for. And to help make your purchase even more affordable, we've got special financing so you can spread out your payments. Get directions, details, special showroom hours, and our holiday gift guide now at DiamondsDirect.com. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion.
Martha was ready to switch to a career in IT.
There's always a need for IT specialists, especially with AI coming out and cybersecurity. It's practically recession-proof.
My Computer Career even provides job placement help.
The career specialists, they're very helpful. They care about you as a person. You're not just a number to them. I would recommend My Computer Career wholeheartedly to anyone.
Take the free career evaluation today. Become an IT pro in just months with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu. Not available in Washington State.
All your favorite and least favorite fan shows are available wherever you get your podcasts. Just type in 971 The Fan to the search bar and hit that subscribe button. It's free.
We're the land of the free and the home of the sunburnt, freckled fat guy.
Do it now.
At KeyBank, we know a small moment like,
what's it like to have a yard?
Can lead to an even bigger question like,
am I ready to buy a home?
And that's the type of moment where we'll meet you, prepared to talk about everything you need to know when applying for a mortgage, so you can try to turn those backyard dreams into reality. Paul?
Yes?
Question. Are you a hammock person?
You know, I think I might be.
For every financial need, we'll meet you in the moment. KeyBank opens doors. NMLS 399797, Equal Housing Lender.
At Byers Auto, we've been football fans since 1897, back when tailgates had actual tails. Our legacy of supporting our local team is as strong as our commitment to providing exceptional vehicles. While we're known for our new cars, we also offer a variety of pre-owned vehicles that meet our rigorous standards. Our friendly staff is here to help you find the perfect vehicle for your lifestyle and budget. Visit us in person or shop online at ByersAuto.com. Come see why it's better to buy at Byers.
Here we go
plumbing, we are known as Apex Pros. If your plumbing...
Honey, there's carolers at the door. I'm not sure what
your furnace goes out, there's no one near. Apex Pros comes running.
Something about furnaces and plumbing, I think.
If your furnace dies or your pipes aren't clear, electric trouble in your home, Apex Pros are near.
No, it's not very good, is it? Come in.
Heating and plumbing, electrical too. Apex Pros knows what to do.
No, not really Christmassy to sing about plumbing and furnaces, is it? Oh, yeah, they got that guarantee. What's that called?
5-star guarantee.
Are they listening out there? Can they hear what we're saying? Yeah, I probably should just lock the door.
Apex Pros, Apex Pros, Apex Pros, Apex Pros, you did Apex.com.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Expect partly sunny skies this afternoon with high temperatures only around 30 degrees. We'll fall through the 20s this evening, and it's going to be a cold one for the Buckeye game. We'll see temperatures fall down into the teens tonight with decreasing clouds. Lows around 17. Tomorrow, high pressure builds in, and we are going to see plenty of sunshine with high temperatures back around 30. With your 10 weather impact forecast, I'm meteorologist Erica Kalora.
It's game day on the Fan.
Sponsored by Riker Chevy.
Up early, stay late. Don't change the channel. You're home for the Buckeyes. The Fan. Rothman wakes up every morning next to a bottle of gin and says, today's a good day for a Buckeye victory. Well, today he happens to be right. You're listening to the Kurgis & Associates Fan Tailgate Show.
Kurgis & Associates, attorneys who care. Call 614-GOT-HURT. That's 614-GOT-HURT.
Your home of the Buckeyes. The Fan.
All right, getting a little closer. And we go up to the man on the mic, Paul Keels, and our final check-in is sponsored by Byers Imports. Byers Imports, Hamilton Road, by the airport. Big Daddy, what's coming up?
Well, coming up on our network pregame show, as always, we'll hear from both head coaches, Ryan Day from Ohio State, Josh Heupel from Tennessee. Ohio State offensive coordinator Chip Kelly will talk about how they hope to have learned from the performance against Michigan and to adjust accordingly moving forward. Matt Andrews will talk with Ohio State running back Travion Henderson about their foray into the playoffs. We'll also hear from Ty Howard, Ohio State defensive back, who was part of that team that played Tennessee in the Citrus Bowl following the 1995 season. Bob Kessling, the longtime voice of the Volunteers on their radio network and a Kettering, Ohio native, will give us a scouting report on the Tennessee team. And as always, we will have our award-winning, world-famous December football, Hang the Mistletoe, Tennessee whiskey, Sons of the American Legion, Bad Santa version of Buckeye Flashback with Hall of Famer Skip Mossick. That's coming up shortly.
All right, looking forward to it. Thanks, Paul.
Thank you.
I recommend a seat cushion tonight. I know it's something, drag it in, nobody wants it, leave in the car. But the amount of heat that you can create with a seat cushion is very underrated, Big Cat. You probably don't need one of those. You're heavily insulated, big guy.
What's that supposed to mean? What's that supposed to mean?
You're a guy that, you're a human heat pump. You're always ready to go. But I'm telling you, I just saw a couple of, just your normal seat cushion. Very underrated.
Yeah, but a lot of these seats they already have their cushions on them and stuff. My wife, her cars always have heated seats in them and heated steering wheel, and I'm old fashioned. I just let God do his work.
The metal bench, seat cushion, it'd be a lot.
Hey, the fans, man, that's who you give it up to on a night like tonight. I mean, that's what makes college football what it is. The fans and the bands. I've always said that, and all these tens of thousands, maybe 100,000 plus are going to be out here, and they're going to be because it's going to get colder as the night goes on, and you give it up to them, even those guys.
Right. Look at that. Nice cold drink ready to go. I said this earlier this week. We were talking about how cold it was going to be and doing the show out here. This is really cool. I mean, and I made no pun intended. Yeah. This is, and I was saying that you can't call yourselves the Fan and then say, well, it's too cold for us. You guys can be out there. And I do like it. I think it's neat. The night game especially, Andy, is great. And then the fact we know what's on the line for this team tonight. Give me your thoughts on just the overall pressure you feel, how this team will react to it tonight. You've been in games where, they haven't gone your way. You've had to bounce back. But how do they feel tonight, confidence-wise?
So for me, this is more like this is the next evolution, because this is more professional, where you can have a loss or two, and still, if you're a good team, you'll make the playoffs, and that's your chance to shine. So you're kind of always left in there, as long as you're in the battle in the field. Yeah. But I think they're going to respond great. I think the history that under Ryan Day, under Ohio State, after some tough loss, coming back the next game, they've always responded very, very, very well. Yeah. So I think Ohio State will come out and right some wrongs that they've had and give Buckeye Nation some hope about them making a run in this playoffs.
Yeah, and all these players on both teams, and most of them aspire to play in the National Football League. I want to remind them the average life in the National Football League is 3.3 years, but that's another story for another day. There are guys going to be in college now 6 or 7 years, it looks like. But the point is, this is what you aspire to get to is the playoffs, and then, like I said, it's one WON or done. And but you have to play. You have to play 4 games to win the national championship now, so it's much more like an NFL playoff than ever before. And like Ryan Day pointed out, if you get to the NFL, you may be playing in Buffalo or Green Bay or or Chicago in the playoffs. So you never know. Or Kansas City today was very cold. So the bottom line is, these guys all know it. The fourth-year players all came back to have a shot at this. Ultimately, it was natty or bust. It wasn't. That was the final, iteration of this season was natty or bust, so they have a chance at their ultimate goal.
Yeah. I mean, so far from the scoreboard, and I don't like playing this game. I think it's kind of asinine to hear some of the comments about this team didn't belong because they didn't show up that night.
Right.
I mean, there's a difference between deserving and best. Did I think before the playoffs started that Bama is probably a better team than SMU? Yeah. But were they deserving?
Nope.
It was splitting hairs. I don't know.
2 bad
Same
losses.
with Indiana.
2 bad losses.
I thought it was I really thought it was really unprofessional what Sean McDonough did last night to take the last 5 minutes of that game and crap all over the Big Ten. Indiana, personally, specifically. He took the last 30 seconds to remind everybody how bad Indiana is against top 5 teams. Instead of building up Notre Dame and praising the job they did, Indiana season B, hey, they deserved their shot. The little guy got their shot. But so far, we have blowouts. I can't deny the results. This expanded playoff has not lived up to the hype just yet. I'm sure it will. But here we are tonight with Ohio State. And I agree with you, Andy. This does fit their game plan, their mindset. When you have a team this talented that gets a second shot to right a wrong, it feels like it should go their way. But it's still, Tim, at 60 minutes against a very good team.
Quarterback has to play well in a game like this. Perfect is not the word, but well. And it's literally going to hang on Will Howard, and it's also going to hang on the Ohio State defense to not let Sampson get off on him. I mean, you
can't let Sampson control the game.
Yeah, he's going to get some yards. He's going to get a lot of chances to get some yards. But make the redshirt freshman quarterback have to beat you throwing the ball to a depleted wide receiver group is basically the way of looking at what Ohio State's defense should be playing. But your receivers have to catch the ball when you throw it to them for Ohio State tonight. They showed it in the Michigan game they can catch the ball, except for maybe a couple notable drops. So
here's the other interesting thing that happened.
And make your field goals.
Yeah, after the bracket was revealed, and Kirk Herbstreit did say that he thought it wouldn't have been that bad if Ohio State was forced to go on the road because of the hangover of the disappointment against Michigan, and if things didn't go well out of the gate, that the fans would get restless and it might work against the team. I think he may have done them a favor by saying it, because now maybe the fans are going to be hell-bent to prove him wrong, that we won't make you right. If things don't go well right away, maybe we won't get
maybe
on
Herbie
the team.
did that for a reason.
Well, I don't know. I'm just saying my reaction was maybe he in the end game he may have done them a favor, because now the fans are going to want to prove him wrong.
Yeah, he doesn't really have a romance with a lot of Ohio State fans anyway. Who knows what his motivation was there?
Yeah, but he's still a Buckeye man.
Here's the thing about Ohio State fans. If I remember the Michigan game well, yeah, there was booing in the fourth quarter when they saw a couple of those plays. Who wouldn't be booing?
Why wouldn't they?
This is your team, and they've scored 1 touchdown and kicked a field goal and missed 2 more and blown it in the red zone a couple of times, and you're just going, this isn't what you expected to see. And against a 6-5 football team, so of course they were disappointed, and they have the right to, in my opinion, boo. This isn't a
the sentiment that I've heard and felt and then talked to you about with teammates it was just frustrating that Ohio State didn't play their game.
Correct.
And you're like, just play their game.
Yeah.
All right, Tim, I need a score.
I got Ohio State 27-13.
Ooh, I got Ohio State 31-24.
All right, I got 27-17. Popped into my head earlier this week. Maybe I was thinking of the Notre Dame-Indiana game.
Maybe.
And I got it a week early.
Yeah.
For the Big Cat, my man, Tim May. Enjoy it tonight, buddy. Dan the man, Twin Cam 16, Cole Bartemus, everybody, the whole cast. Thank you, Buckeye Nation. Enjoy network coverage taking over right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin. Visit Riverside Bank and experience the strength of local.
It's a busy time on the roadways around Ohio State University. Let's start with the highways. 315 northbound, your backup starts on the 670 westbound ramp to 315 northbound, and it goes well past the King Avenue Medical Center ramp. Some intermittent delays as you get closer to Lane and Ackerman as well. On the southbound side, you'll start to see brake lights right after Ackerman Road, and that backup's going to continue to Kinnear Road. With game day traffic, I'm Kate Burdett on The Fan.
We're dealing at Reichert Ford. That means we got the car you need at the price you want. But don't take it from me. Hear it from
Ohio State captain Travion Henderson.
Reichert has what I'm looking for.
Defensive star Jack Sawyer.
Grew up watching these guys on TV. My family's bought tons of cars for them.
Cody Simon.
You get the right car at Reichert.
With our lowest prices and 72-hour exchange policy, you can't buy the wrong car. Thousands of vehicles are waiting at ReichertFord.com.
Get the right car at Reichert.
We're dealing.
Combat falling interest rates now. Lock in a 7-month certificate from Kemba Financial Credit Union and earn up to 4.5% annual percentage yield. Visit Kemba.org for details. Hurry! This exceptional rate offer expires December 31st, 2024. APY equals annual percentage yield. Restrictions apply. $500 minimum deposit required to open and earn stated APY and $250,000 maximum deposit. Advantage status required. Federally insured by NCUA.
Integrity, honesty, and quality. Words we live by here at Monogram Homes. Hi, this is Dina. And at Monogram Homes, we strive to bring your wants to your man cave, your needs to your kitchen, and your ideas to life. Most home builders claim to be custom, but starting with stock floor plans and templates isn't our idea of a tailored experience. At Monogram Homes, we start with a blank slate and work with you until you get exactly what you want. So start your true custom home journey today with a builder you can trust. Monogram Homes. Visit us online at monogramhomes.net.
Our clients deserve for us to care, and they deserve to feel serviced. They have questions, and they deserve answers. We're counselors first because I'm not selling them anything. I'm trying to teach clients how to protect themselves. At Kurgis & Associates, we're personal injury attorneys. We've helped and continue to help hundreds and hundreds of clients every year. That's important to us. If you've been injured in an accident and it's not your fault, call now. 614-GOT-HURT. That's 614-GOT-HURT. Kurgis & Associates. Attorneys who care.
Toyotathon is on, and it's the perfect time to wrap up the year with a new, stylishly affordable Corolla. Now through January 6th, you can get low-rate financing or a great lease on a new Corolla or Corolla Hybrid. Lease a gas-powered 25 Corolla LE now for $219 a month for 39 months with $32.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS. Tax, title, and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details or go to toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Get Eco.
Hey, Aaron, I invented 3 new ways for people to use our genius electricians.
I'm all ears.
Get Eco.
Our electricians can put a power outlet anywhere you want one. Behind a painting or inside a closet.
Above a nightstand or beneath your desk.
Out in your yard or anywhere else you can imagine.
Get Eco.
You are the artist and your house is your canvas.
And our genius electricians are your paintbrush.
Now paint your walls with rich, romantic, reactive light.
Your paintings will pop, your gardens will glow.
Paint your home with artistic light and shimmering shadows, and everyone will love being at your house.
Rich, romantic, reactive light.
Get Eco.
Our genius electricians can turn your house into a high-tech wonderland where you can live a stress-free life.
None of these things were there when you bought your house.
But our genius electricians can put them there We do it right at the speed of light.
Get Eco.
ECO. Eco plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians.
Get eco.com.
You might not consider yourself a tech expert, but that doesn't mean you can't protect yourself from online scammers with a little help from McAfee Total Protection. Whether it's a fake missed delivery text or an urgent bank alert, these scams can look incredibly convincing. That's where McAfee Total Protection steps in. So go ahead, manage your finances, and shop online. McAfee will help keep your device's privacy and identity safer. Visit McAfee.com/online protection today to get award-winning online protection for just $39.99 your first year. That's McAfee.com/online protection. Cancel